Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Optimized Webmedia podcast. My name is Donald. I am the founder and CEO of Optimized Webmedia, a full-service digital marketing agency, located headquartered actually in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what you need to do to generate leads with content. We're going to be talking about Google's core update, which is expected in the next couple of weeks, which have been actually expected in the last couple of weeks. Mastering AI-powered PPC bid strategies, a guide to maximizing performance, 10 tips on how to rock a small PPC budget, a pay-per-click budget for paid ads, and consumer usage of social media platforms is shifting, again, in parentheses. So if you're new to this podcast, essentially what we want to do is we want to keep you guys up to date in the latest and greatest with respect to the world of digital marketing. It is constantly evolving, and so if you're a small business owner, a consultant or coach, if you're a student that wants to learn digital marketing, this podcast is for you. So with that said, let's get started. So, all right, so I'm going to minimize my screen. So for those who are actually watching this podcast on YouTube, you'll be able to see the screen that I'm sharing. It goes over some articles that I kind of filter through and list out in order to ensure that you guys are kept up to date with the latest and greatest. There's a number of online publications that I kind of follow regularly, which is important as a digital marketing professional, but also as a lifelong student and a business owner. So the first article that I want to go through is by Search Engine Journal. It's titled "What You Need to Generate Leads with Content." And so, as we all know, content is super important. It's a great way to improve SEO if you have a website, via a blog post. If you want to rank for certain keywords, you want to do a thorough keyword research analysis. Ensure that the content has keywords, right? In addition to, content that's relevant to certain social media platforms. And so YouTube obviously is video oriented. TikTok is more kind of short form content, vertical videos. Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, they all have their own kind of, best practices with respect to generating content to generate leads. And so, all right, so let's start with a map of all the pieces required. So there are under the kind of the subtitle assets and bandwidth, there are four major components of a successful lead generation with content are understanding your available market audience and captive audience size. Number two, consistently creating high quality, hyper relevant inbound content and the research behind it to reach existing and new audiences. Number three, consistently maintaining a high volume of lead generating content required for the audience and individual people within that audience. And number four, consistently testing and improving your content. So the reason why number one is important is if you don't know your core audience and avatar, then it's really difficult to really know what type of content to create. And so really dialing in on understanding who your target market is. And a great action item to take with that is to do an exercise of market audience research. You need to understand the size of it, how to penetrate it, what are the key types of content that's relevant to them, and you want to create high quality content around that, which leads to number two, creating high quality, hyper relevant inbound content. Number three, consistently maintain high volume of lead generating content. Especially for B2B businesses where there's, potentially a longer sales cycle, then you want to stay top of mind. You want to be portrayed as an industry expert and consistently testing and improving content. So, one of the ways to do that is to do a market and audience research. Research goes into every step of content creation. First, to create a lead magnet, you need to be super dialed in on your audience's specific challenges and immediate needs that you can solve. You need to understand what a model of success looks like for them and provide a resource that gets them at least part of the way towards that success. And in B2B, that doesn't just go for your audience. You need to understand the needs and problems your audience's own audiences has. When you provide a solution for your target audience, why is your target audience there? What is their audience asking of them? Why does their audience need their solution, and why does that create a need for your solution? You must think about all those layers to provide the best content for them to solve their problem for their audience. And you want to create a whole experience of total immersion to create a remarkable lead generation strategy. So sometimes it involves creating marketing assets such as case studies, white papers, so then you can showcase your ability to get results for businesses. Sometimes it's about providing a whiteboard session to kind of go through a certain process to help alleviate certain pain points that your target market might be experiencing, and that in turn will kind of put you in the mindset of your target audience that you're a expert in that field, right? And so more than willing, as you build that trust, you'll be able to eventually get them into your hopefully into your sales cycle, a marketing qualified sales qualified lead, and turn that to prospect to opportunity, and hopefully to sale. You need to know where you are now and where you can reasonably get in terms of your audience size. So if you're just kind of getting started, then you definitely want to create content that will generate enough interest, so then they can perhaps follow you on Instagram or subscribe to your YouTube channel. And so that first step is knowing your current marketable audience, then developing a plan to expand it with your own content marketing efforts and partnerships that expose new audiences to your brand. So creating and maintaining exceptional content. So you want to be able to, like I said, create high quality content, and part of building that trust is you have to create some free content, right? And so you want to create enough buzz and notoriety that you're the expert, and sometimes it just that initial filling the top of the funnel involves getting them to sign up for your newsletter or your email list, and then you can start sending them quality relevant content targeted to that segment. You definitely have to create a lot of trust and free will in order to get people to just even sign up, for them to give them their email address. These days people don't want to get spammed sales emails, right? And so you have to be cognizant of that. You need to build that trust and have that goodwill created. And so you can also create a lead magnet. So you can create landing pages, email copy, supporting articles, social media posts, ads, etc. in order to generate those leads, be it either they sign up for a webinar, your email, your newsletter, things like that, right? Creating that lead magnet. So there's a number of ways to create that. If you have a website, then ensure that you have a strong call to action that will enable them to, once they land to your site, if it's traffic that you're generating through social media, then make sure that whatever I guess action that you want them to take, be open about it, and let them know that, hey, if you're interested to download my free guide, come to my website, which is in the description, and or comment, pin comment, that sort of thing, and download that free guide, and that could be people just give them their email, right? And so you want to get also it's important to also try to get granular with respect to segmenting that email list, and so that way you can create more targeted emails. And I wouldn't go and send off a sales email right away. I would probably start with a welcome email, saying that welcome to the email list. We want to ensure that you respect the fact that you're gave your email address, and then you want to give a lot of value first, build that trust. Don't just send like a sales email right away, right? So now if you're in the case where you already have an audience and they know that you're creating content around around their around the product, then and you already have that audience where captivated audience where you actually spent a lot of time building that trust, then then you can probably err on the side of sending a sales email if you wanted to, if you're, for instance, launching a book, right? Testing and optimization. So definitely like any kind of experiment, you want to have hypotheses, set up a cadence, for instance, email cadence, for instance, test and optimize. Look at your data analytics, given that you have a significant amount of data coming through it, and then iterate and improving your campaigns accordingly. What you really need is a content team. Yeah, I would say probably initially, if you're a solopreneur, then you probably want to try to bootstrap and learn how to do things yourself first. But I think there's some good tips in terms of using content to generate leads, right? Like I said, I'm a huge proponent of using content for organic SEO, right? So the next article is that this is actually back several days ago. So there was an expected core update. So don't be surprised if you see some fluctuation with respect to the site traffic on your website. I always err on the side of ensuring that you follow white hat SEO practices, like tried and true and very safe practices. And SEO is one of those things where you have to think long term, not short term. You can do a lot of damage to the traffic of your website if you focus more on short term and try to use a lot of like black hat, not best practices with respect to SEO. So you need to respect the search engines for sure and their algorithm. Next article is Mastering AI-Powered PPC Bid Strategies, a guide to maximizing performance. And so if you're using like Google Ads, for instance, you'll probably notice that there's a campaign type called Performance Max, and that utilizes a lot of things with respect to the AI. You can just provide Google with with the website link, for instance, and then it can suggest to AI a lot of the copy for the headlines and descriptions. You provide it even a website link, and also you just drop in a lot of videos through your YouTube channel if you link that to Google Ads account. Also too, if you have images, just upload them, and then it will provide you with the best next steps to creating a ad campaign. And it utilizes AI to try to serve your ads to the appropriate target market on the Google search engines, search engines, and if you're using partnering networks, then it will do that as well. Facebook and Instagram Meta ads, they have something similar. They have Advantage Plus campaigns. Even Bing Ads utilizes has a Performance Max campaign as well, utilizing AI. So how many PPC bid strategies does Google Ads have? So there's a couple categories. There's smart bidding strategies with respect to conversions, clicks, and viewability. If you're not sure where to start with goals, consider these points when making a bid strategy decision. Are you looking for users to take action on your website? Do you want to increase website traffic overall? How important is brand awareness to you? Are you looking to increase video engagement and interaction? Are you focused on product or brand consideration when users are actively shopping around? Conversion-based strategies include target CPA, cost per action, target ROAS, return on ad spend, maximize conversions, maximize conversion value, and enhanced cost per click. Most often not, I would say, maximize conversion is a very popular type of kind of strategy. Click-based strategies, there's visibility-based strategies, target per action bidding strategies, ROAS, return on ad spend. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to actually, optimize and set up your ad campaigns. But I would say, yeah, most of the platforms these days, the major ad platforms, are utilizing AI to make the bidding aspect to even creating the ad campaigns more efficient. So definitely check those out. The next topic is 10 tips on how to rock a small PPC budget. So maximize your PPC results with a small budget. Get tips on optimizing PPC program to make every dollar count. Number one, set expectations for the account with a smaller budget. Managing expectations for size and scope of the account will allow you to keep focused. So just understand that usually what you want to do is you have a monthly ad budget, and so divide that by 30 if there's 30 days in the month, and that's how much your daily ad spend would be per day. And so just be cognizant of that. If you have multiple ad campaigns, then you have more ad budgets to manage. If you have smaller ad budget, you might want to just limit it to like a Performance Max campaign, and then within it you'll have multiple asset groups. If you have search ad campaigns, then you might want to limit that to just a few core keyword that you want to target, and then within them have maybe 2 or 3 ad groups. Same deal with I guess Facebook Meta ads, Instagram ads. Then if you have a campaign running, then you can have multiple ad sets and multiple ads. You definitely want to have multiple ads and ad sets or ad groups per campaign for A/B testing purposes, right? Prioritize the goals. If it's brand awareness, leads, sales, repeat sales, definitely be cognizant of that. Location targeting, you can actually target very specific regions, for instance, certain provinces, some postal codes in Canada, in the US. You can target very specific states, certain radius distance within certain locations. You can limit ad scheduling. So for instance, if you have a B2B business and you know for sure that your target market and you're not getting quality conversions outside of business hours, then you might want to just limit it to running it on just during business hours. The smart bidding, display only campaigns, performance max campaigns which utilize AI, target less competitive keywords, maybe some long tail keywords. Just be cognizant that you don't want to go for a keyword that has super low search volume. It has to have a sufficient amount of search volume to even get a certain amount of impressions and data to iterate and improve on your performance of your ads. Every click counts. So it's definitely one thing that is not mentioned here. Seems like it's not mentioned, is to look at your data every 14 days to 30 days and look at your search term reports. Any of the keywords that has a certain amount of clicks, say for instance it has 10 clicks and is very expensive and it's not leading to good conversions for you, then you might want to add that to your negative keyword list. So you're not bidding, you're not wasting your dollars, small budget on on irrelevant keywords. You need to make sure that you're managing the performance of those campaigns on a regular basis, I would say. If you're running accounts with multiple campaigns, I would probably recommend just looking at least daily to ensure that you're on budget, you're on point, and you're getting good data. And the last article is consumer usage of social media platforms is shifting again. You can find out which one is number one. So according to new data, Instagram 65% has just passed Facebook at 64% as the number one platform among 2,059 consumers surveyed. Obviously, it depends on the location. They surveyed 1,009 U.S. consumers and 1,050 U.K. consumers, and so they didn't take into account of the global sample size. And these are definitely small sample size relative to the population. So U.S. population is 335 million and U.K. is 68 million. But it gives you some, I guess, generalizations that, for example, 519 participants were classified as Gen Z, 18 to 24 years old, 757 were millennials, 25 to 40, 502 respondents were Gen X, 41 to 56, and 281 baby boomers between 57 and 75 years old. So the usage of social media platforms by age, Gen Z, Instagram is most frequently, followed by TikTok, Snapchat, and Facebook. Millennials use Instagram most frequently, followed by Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Gen X uses Facebook most frequently, followed by Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and baby boomers use Facebook most frequently, and followed by YouTube, Instagram, and X. So depending on who you're trying to target, just keep that in mind. You want to focus, obviously, also consider the fact that, maybe business owners and businesses may spend most of the time on Instagram or TikTok, so you have to know your audience. And that kind of goes back to the first article we went through in terms of generating leads. And a big part of that is actually knowing your audience, dialing in, get granular on who your target avatar are, right? So what are their interests, where are they located, what job functions do they have, what verticals are they in, things like that. You have to really, really dial in, so then you can, because most people and businesses only have a finite number of time in the day. And so, you can automate certain things, certain aspects of social media, but, you probably want to focus, primarily on at least one or two platforms, right? And meaning that you have to be really laser focused in knowing where are your target audience spending most of the time, right? So some other great data points. So Sprite Social Q2 2024 Consumer Pulse Survey says that Gen Z has been most engaged with Instagram Reels, 83%, Instagram Stories, 81%, TikTok posts, 78% in the last 6 months, despite TikTok's uncertain future in the US. Millennials has been engaged mostly with Instagram Reels, 77%, Instagram Stories, 77%, TikTok posts, 68%. Gen X spent most of the time on Facebook videos, 67%, Instagram Reels, 59%, Instagram Stories, 59%. Baby boomers had spent most of the time on Facebook videos, 61%, Facebook Live, 41%, Instagram Reels, 41%, and Instagram Stories, 41% over the last 6 months. With YouTube Shorts now averaging over 70 billion daily views, it may seem odd that this video format didn't appear in the survey findings above. But as they reported, the platform's recommendation algorithm shows videos that align with the specific users' watching history and performance and preferences. The performance of brands, content that consumers find most entertaining, edutainment, which educates consumers about products or services in a fun way, 65.5%, posts with using memes, 40%, serialized content, 38%, one-off video skits, 38%, and interactive content like polls and stickers, 34%. Another section in this article is AI-generated content should be disclosed. Most consumers surveyed agree that AI-generated social content needs to be disclosed, but they're somewhat split on who bears responsibility on doing that. So despite previous data showing that AI-generated content can be eye-catching or entertaining, the new data finds that it may negatively impact consumer buying decisions. Consumers are closely split on believing brands. 33% or social networks, 29% are responsible for disclosing when AI generates social content. I would say that, although it is impressive that, ChatGPT, OpenAI's, AI generating content features, as well as Google's and Adobe's and all these big companies. It's getting better, but I think people still value authenticity, and trustworthiness when it comes to if you want them to take action, particular action. Consumers most likely to unfollow brands. Interesting. Which kind of goes to show that I would say that creating a personal brand is super important. If you have a small business, consulting or coaching business, super important because people find that it's more trustworthy to trust people rather than company, right? And so, with that said, you're up to date in the world of digital marketing. I hope that you found this podcast helpful. As always, I appreciate you guys listening, and until next time, Take care, everybody. Have a great one. Bye now.